Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Growing up, kids are scared of many things. Things like the boogeyman, the dark, or the monsters in their closets. As they grow up, though, their fears change and develop. They no longer fear those monsters that they saw in movies, or those that they heard about in stories. No. They now fear something much scarier, more devastating, something real. They fear people who sit behind screens. They fear people they know. They fear their friends. And they fear their family. Why? Because in this new era of technology, all it takes to ruin someone's reputation is one text, one email, one screenshot, one picture. A few emails get leaked, and you might not get elected president. Leak a few pictures, and you might go to jail. Make a few jokes, play a little prank, and you might ruin someone's life. Once it's out on the internet, we can never have it back, right? That's what parents and teachers are like, try to drill into our minds since the moment we first discovered the internet. Yet some people just don't understand how dangerous the internet is. So let me tell you a story about a little girl who lived not very far from here, in O'Fallon, Missouri. Her name was Megan. And Megan was a 13 going on 14-year-old girl who was as sweet as they came. But she had always battled with ADHD, weight problems, and depression. She had troubles with her self-confidence. She was strong, and she was mature. Which is why her mom let her create a MySpace account so that she can socialize a little more, because she had just had a fight with her best friend and neighbor. So what happened next? She meets a boy who's amazing and who really likes her and finally makes her feel confident because she also lost some weight. But isn't this what we've always advised against? Talking to online strangers? Even if this seemed beneficial, you can't afford to trust someone you've never even physically met. But this is something even her overprotecting mother approved. This was at the very least a positive influence in her life. So much for a fairy tale, though. Suddenly, the boy she was falling so hard for tells her she never wants to talk to her and that she's a horrible person. And what follows is something that is so common nowadays that it's sad. All of the things that she told them get leaked. Suddenly, everyone in school is shaming her, calling her names, and sending her into social oblivion. What's worse is how common this is nowadays. The Megan Minor Foundation reveals that 70% of students admit to have been cyberbullied at least once or twice during the school year. Every little speck of self-esteem she had managed to build up since she met this boy online disappeared immediately. And this is what people don't get, that a seemingly insignificant joke can be devastating to someone else. We detach ourselves so much from human contact by communicating only through our cell phones that in the process, we even lose some of our humanity. This is something we have all done, including myself. We hide behind the security of our screens. We say all of the things in social media that we would never have the guts to say in real life, face to face. We think that just because they're reading characters and not listening to our words, that doesn't mean they're not as much, if not much more devastating. And you know what the saddest part about this is? That's a joke you'd expect from a teenager, someone who does not know the weight or the consequences that come from hurting someone like that. That was not the case here, though. The account was made by her neighbor and her mom. Yes, her mom. With the intended purpose of raising Megan's self-esteem, as well as finding out what she said about her daughter to other people. The saddest part is that that's not even the worst part of the story. But this shows you just how much society has changed from technology, to the extent that a grown woman, fully capable of understanding the consequences that come from hurting a little girl like that, will still go ahead and do it. But you probably want to know the worst part about this story, right? What could be worse than a mother lying to a little girl? Well, let me tell you. I'd love to say that this mom was at least someone regretful of what she did, but she was not. She claimed that she did not hurt Meghan any more than she already was, mentioning that she had been battling depression before, and she had the safety of deleting the account for evidence. And this is just one of the thousands of cases that happens every year in the United States. But you're probably wondering, what happened to Meghan, right? Well, the day that Meghan received all those hurtful messages, she was scheduled to get her braces taken off, a day she had looked forward to for months now. It was 3 weeks till her birthday. She was supposed to wear this amazing, beautiful dress that she had just bought. On that day that Meghan received all those hurtful messages, she hung herself in her room. Her mom never got to see her run around in that beautiful dress, but instead she wore it for a funeral. In police reports, her neighbor and her mother did not give any other comments and did not present any other evidence. The mother felt absolutely no guilt and was never legally pursued. This is what technology does to many people. We detach ourselves from human contact and we lose our humanity. This is what cyberbullying does to kids. We forget that our words will hurt people no matter where or how we say them. So please, I beg you, don't let there be another Meghan. Take action and don't be a bystander. Remember that something as little as jokingly fat-shaming somebody can be devastating to them internally. Be conscious of what you say and what you do. You don't know the effect that it will have on the other person. Oh, and the saddest part about this story, Meghan died without ever knowing that the boy she loved was not real. Thank you.